So I just want to say for the record to kind of just get this out the way, the elephant in the room, right? I'm not a Jordan brand sneaker YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. You know, I do enjoy other sneaker brands, right? I love me a good pair of New Balance. I got some Nikes, some Adidas, you know, and I keep some classics in the rotation, whether that be some old school Chuck Taylors or a classic pair of Timbs, right? But I am seeing a lot of people talking about the fact that Jordans aren't selling out instantly any longer, even going as far as to say like nobody's buying Jordans anymore, which I do talk sneakers over here, so I felt the need to kind of chime in, which a lot of the talking points would be the fact that Jordans are oversaturated, the prices are too high, bad quality control, they're uncomfortable, no longer trendy, which I can't really argue against a lot of those points, but to say that nobody's buying Jordans anymore is crazy, because if you just step outside, like, you're definitely gonna see a lot of people rocking J's on feet, and just because they're not selling out instantly any longer, and like you can walk into a mall and maybe buy you a good pair of Jordan retros, like, that's crazy to say that nobody's wearing Jordans anymore. So with that out the way, I kind of want to talk about all of the right things that Jordan brand has been doing right. One of those, of course, being this guy, Nigel Sylvester, which as far as this year, two of Jordan brand's hottest releases, from the brick by brick Jordan 4s to the Nigel Jordan 1 Low Better with Times, right? He's definitely, you could say, had some of the hottest drops this year. So shout out to Nigel, man, like from BMXing in the streets to now being like front center, runway, GQ, man of the year, like top model. Like, come on now. That boy Nigel wasn't coming like this before. So huge shout out to the stylist, bro. Like, y'all see what's going on right here, man? Look at that guy Nigel, bro. Y'all tell me he was wearing them fits last year. So as far as Nigel Sylvester, as all of the great things which I just mentioned that he's doing with Jordan brand, how does Jordan brand reward him, right? A company which is bringing in billions of dollars every single year. Well, they simply send him a little, you know, package of free J's, right? These Jordans probably cost the brand like what, like $20 per pair or something like that. Great way to show love for Nigel for all of the great things he's done, right? But I'm just playing. I'm sure that guy is definitely heavily compensated. Plus, as far as for his personal brand being associated with Jordan brand and these great releases, it's money to the bank anyway. So we're gonna take a look here at this little care package, which I'm guessing like every quarter, Jordan brand probably sends that boy Nigel, you know, a good little care package. But pretty much what you're looking at right here is like the Jordan brand holiday season, you know, in a nutshell. So first up, of course, we got the Infinite Archives Air Jordan 17, which if you guys haven't noticed by now, Easy Audubon over at Infinite Archives, he's a student of the game, right? He's taking history, moments, storytelling. He's bringing it all together with a modern twist, as we see here represented with the Infinite Archive 17. Plus, no briefcase, but it does include the special little gloves, which I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. Anytime I see a pair of gloves like this, I'm thinking of MJ, but not Michael Jordan, the other MJ, right? So I think that's a cool little touch. As far as these sneakers, man, I'm still kind of salty due to the fact that I missed out on all the little soft launches, the small little mini raffles, which they've released so far. But as far as the official sneakers app drop, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and have to play your cards with that. But I'm not really getting my hopes too high for this release, right? You know, there's some pairs that you're gonna miss out on, and that's the cool thing about shoes, because there's always gonna be another great pair lined up, which you guys see them in the background. Them Taxi 12s. That's how Jordan brand gets us. They mix it in with these hot new cool collaborations, the shiny new toy, but they always rely on that nostalgia, the classics. When you talk about a pair like this, bruh, it doesn't get more OG than the Jordan 12s, right? Taxis, and for me, like, I definitely have a personal connection. I talked about it previously, my first pair of J's and all that. So that's how Jordan brand always keeps you hooked, right? They always release a pair, which, let's just say, like, even if you haven't been into J's, you haven't bought a pair in a while, anytime a classic, something that maybe has a personal connection to you, comes back out again, it's how they always draw you right back in. So that's, for me, is definitely one which I'm looking to grab, right? And even if I can't grab the Infinite Archive joints, Taxis will be right around the corner. We also got some new Jordan 11s, which they're dropping these city exclusive pairs, as y'all see right here, the purple pair for Las Vegas. Now, although these ones may not be some eye catchers, say it's like a classic pair, you know, like the Space Jams or something like that, the Concord 11s, the Playoff 11s, but this one's cool because Jordan brand, they're bringing something new to the table, right? They're mixing up the materials, and with these pairs being city exclusive drops, they're bringing back the chase, right? They're making these limited, so if you're not a fan of these, they're not for everybody, but the exclusivity, that also adds to the hype and kind of makes some of these releases a little more appealing, so I appreciate that, right? I feel like if they drop a classic OG, that's a pair which they should flood the market with. And then when they want to get experimental, you know, bring some new elements to the table, That's when I feel like they should add the limited exclusive availability. Again, we were talking about the classics, the nostalgia, Bugs Bunny 8s. Just like I have a personal connection to, say, a pair like the Taxi 12s. Some of you guys may have a personal connection to a shoe like this, which always is going to draw you back in every time. Or you got people that are literally buying up every release, you know, from year to year, appreciating the subtle differences between all of the different pairs. Then you got the rare Air Jordan 11s right here, which you guys see what's happening right here. Not even gonna lie, this is one which is kind of crazy. As y'all see, it does feature, bruh, does that J kind of look like an L? I ain't gonna lie, they might have to call these joints right here like the Lorden 11s or something like that. And then you got the Black Cat 4s, which every time they come out, right, people are talking about, oh, these are trash, they're gonna sit. And just like history repeats itself every single time, these eventually sell out, resale prices skyrocket. And it's just due to the fact that it's a clean classic model in the Jordan 4, all black. Can you really go wrong? This year, Nike Air on the back. Yeah, that one's definitely gonna be a movie. So as far as the holiday lineup, while this is not everything that's gonna be releasing, we got some other fan favorites such as the Chicago Jordan 1 Low. A personal favorite of mine would be the, what are they called again? The Soulfly 3s, right? Them joints go crazy with the Miami Hurricanes colors. So really a lot of great pairs to look forward to. Again, they're mixing it up with the classic nostalgia, as well as bringing some new elements to the table, some hot collaborations. So to say that Jordans are just like dead or sitting, nobody's buying them anymore, to me is like blasphemous, because I don't know where y'all boys are from or whatever, but when you step outside, like, people are definitely rocking J's on feet. So as far as this image right here, Z Sneakerheads said thoughts on almost every new Air Jordan release sitting in stores. So let's go ahead and see what the comment section is talking about. This dude put, you should be able to walk into a shoe store and see good shoes. I shouldn't have to rely on GOAT to get some good-ish. Facts, bruh. Let's take it back to the old school days, right? This dude out of town put, sitting, this is called being in stock. How stores should be. Facts, bro. Like, y'all remember before all these sneaker resellers jumped into the game and just kept multiplying like some gremlins or something like that? You used to be able to actually walk into a store and buy a good pair of shoes, right? They might not have full size runs available, but it would take some time, you know, for an initial run to kind of sell out, right? This dude Marcus put, all this means is that the reselling market took a ish, which is great news for the consumer. This is just life returning to normal. Facts. He put, it should have been this lucrative to buy up and just sit on a surplus of GRs. Yeah, it shouldn't have been, right? Facts, bruh. Houston put, I have both rare airs and get compliments every single time I wear them. People don't care. They're awesome shoes, right? Oh, he's talking about the Lorden 11s? Salute, fam. Hey, if you like them, I love them, bruh. Plasma said everybody's poor. That's a good point, right? People complaining about Jordan sitting. The prices keep going up. People are complaining, saying they don't got the bread, right? Which I feel like that's where you be selective, right? You don't got to buy up every pair. The whole point of marketing, right, is for you to think that every release is the hottest drop. But you could be selective, right? Like for me personally, I feel like the Infinite Archive 17s are going to be untouchable. If I get them, I feel like I won the lottery or something like that. But if I miss out on them, am I going to go ahead and pay resale? Nah, I'm going to wait for the next drop, bruh. That's why I love this video. You got the taxis right around the corner after that. This dude put, people don't want to spend 200 plus with some uncomfortable ass shoes anymore, and Nike killed the resale game with restocks. Okay. He said he killed the restock game. So y'all in it just for the resale? Chris said, oversaturated the market. There's a new release every week. No chance to settle. Drop after drop after drop when an inflated price tag was bound to break, right? Which for me, I feel like that's all facts, which only means that it's a buyer's market, right? Again, you don't got to buy up every single pair, right? So the fact that these joints are sitting at the mall is great, right? I'm the type of person that, let's say I'm like out of town or something like that, you know, and I feel like splurging, right? I'm usually cheap, but let's just say like I hit the city, I'm out of town or something like that, and I hit the mall. I'm the type of person that normally, let's say I'm not gonna buy a shoe online, but if I just like walk into the mall and they're just available right there and they're sitting, and if they're on sale on top of that, that's icing on the cake. I'm somebody that's bound to just like walk into the store and buy them, right? So the fact that you can grab these pairs in store now is just incredible, right? I think it's dope. Great moment for the shoe game. Now, does Nike love this? Probably not, which is why coming up next year, they'll probably adjust some of the stock numbers, change some of the forecasts and all of that stuff to ensure that these pairs aren't sitting on shelves, because then it creates the illusion that these pairs aren't hot. And then you got YouTubers talking about nobody's buying Jordans anymore. So the cycle continues. We've seen Jordans sitting on shelves before. Trends, they change, they come and they go. But one thing I can say about these shoes, they're timeless. They're classics, the storytelling. It's passed down from generation to generation. I feel like Jordans kind of created this whole kind of sneaker culture that we all enjoy now. And they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys feel like Jordans are dead now just due to the fact that they're available to purchase in stores? Do you guys feel like nobody's buying shoes anymore? Drop your feedback. And when you talk about the holiday upcoming Jordan brand lineup, comment down below. Let me know which pairs you guys are looking forward to most, because I've already said it for the record. If I can grab them Taxi 12s, I'm pretty much locked in for the rest of the year. Infinite Archives would be an incredible added bonus. I know most people are probably excited for them Black Cat 4s, but I'm curious to know what y'all think. So jump in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. JATV, I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. That's the best way to support the channel. And if you enjoy the content and you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing. Come along for the journey. I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out. Love.